Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put these two pieces together. So we're going to start by joining these two just like you would normally. Go ahead and lock your stitch because you're putting two pieces of material together. That's the first stitch. Okay, we're going to trim off all of our threads, put them in a nice little pile. That way it's easy for them to go into the trash. That way they're not floating all over your shop and you're stepping all over them and making a mess. Okay, so we're going to start with our first side here for our French stitch. So as you know, when you do the French stitch on the back side, you got to spread these apart. Okay, so anyway, holding that spread like that, we're going to go ahead and start by, I go along the edge there instead of locking in a top stitch right here like a lot of people do. It's really messy and sometimes it can be seen later on. So we don't do that here. So let's start the first side, and then when you want to, go over to the other side. What I do is I keep the needle in, and what happens is you can pivot the material when the needle is in. So we're just going to go, usually I go 1, 2, I turn it by hand. Okay, so I still have the needle in. And right here, you can actually adjust your size if you want. Okay, so if you notice, we're still connected. And all I did was just pivot. Okay, put the needle down, pivot, and sew down the edge. Trim your threads, put them in a nice little pile again. Okay, so this is what we ended up with. Okay, we started here, sewed one side, went around, came up the other side, and then crossed over this way. So what this does is it also locks in these two pieces together right here. And if you can see, they don't pull apart. Same thing with this end here, doesn't pull apart. What do you think about that? Ever see that before? Maybe this is one of your techniques that you're already using, but if not, hopefully you learned something new.